took away. That's the best. Get your money's worth. Now, that was it.
What do you guys think is missing per se? I know you each of you have kind of alluded to to certain things that you don't like about the bench, but what is the biggest part that you think is missing? And if there was one player that you could add to this bench that could make an impact, who would it be? Five, I'm gonna start with you.
So one thing that I would change about the bench, like, or what skill set per se, I'd have to be shooting. Like, you just aren't a really good shooting team. That's really been your MO probably for the last 4 or 5 seasons. Like, you can't shoot the ball really well. Um, a player, I don't know, Chris. Off the top of my head, I really don't have an answer. I don't even know who's available that can fill that void.
Let's say it was I'm gonna throw out a couple names. Let's say it's Russell Westbrook.
Okay, this is interesting. Now, it doesn't provide the shooting that you would like, but I'd be interested. I take the gamble. Be It provides a level of excitement, but I think it could help fears out a ton. I don't think people talk about Russell's impact on people he plays with. Um, his ability to pass off confidence to others. Um, you can hear it from Julian Struthers. You can hear it from thinking about his time in LA. There's a couple guys that really gravitated towards him. Like, he's never been a bad teammate, especially the young players. But I think this could help, fears out a ton. If you're trying to make the investment, for your future, I think this is a time where you can do that.
Chaz, what about you, man? What do you think the bench is missing? The most important uh ability?
Mhm.
And give me a player if you want to say Westbrook, you can as well. Give me a player that you think could strongly impact this team that's currently a free agent.
Oh, shout out to Lito, man. We got Lito in the building.
Get y'all
I s-
sneezes in. Go ahead.
I would say I would still say Amir Coffey, a guy who's proficient from beyond the arc. For what I'm looking at for the Pelicans, I think anyone you bring in, they're gonna have to be off ball. And while I like they have to excel off ball. And while I like the idea of Bol and Chris Boucher, the only issue with them is once Derek Queen comes back, those guys aren't playing anyway. So it's kind of like a wasted roster spot, in my opinion. Whereas with Amir Coffey, I think Amir Coffey today is better than Jordan Hawkins. He'll be cheaper, most likely. Also, talking about vet minimum guy. With Malcolm Brogdon, I'm like, yeah, he can give you a best of both worlds. As far as he can handle the ball, he can shoot. But I think the way I anticipate this roster, the lineups to be staggered, I think you're really just looking for catch and shoot guys for that second unit. Someone who can give you what, the production behind the arc that Jordan Hawkins is supposed to give you. And you got Sadiq Bey, who's probably going to play, some 3-4 minutes. I think you're looking for another, big shooting wing. I think that's something that you look at some of the people that targeted with the two ways, with the Trey Alexanders and homie they signed today, is like, these are larger shooting wings. I would have preferred they just keep Antonio Reeves, but he's a smaller shooter, I suppose. But yeah, for me, it would be Amir Coffey.
I would be absolutely shocked and disappointed if Jordan Hawkins went out this sad. Like we are talking he's going into his third year here with zero expectations, and you begging him to do anything. He's not he's probably barring something unforeseen, he's gonna get some minutes to start the year. He's playing for his life right now.
Mm-hmm.
It would be really tough for me to watch this kid just completely not be able to figure it out and be gone without a fight.
Can I add this real quick, Chris? See, I think at this point, it's kind of irregardless what he does this season. You wouldn't pay him $7 million next year. And that's like the real issue, right? Because I think kind of like De'Aaron Sharp in Brooklyn, is no matter what, you turn down that qualifying offer. You're like, look, you can come back for the vet men, because Antonio Reed just signed a 2-way. So for Jordan Hawkins, it's a tough position to be in. But I saw the photos of him. Say can't play for your life. You're already there. I saw the photos of him early this offseason, and the red flags instantly shot up in my mind. I'm like, you look exactly the same physically.
Physically, he looks the same.
Yeah, you're not gaining weight. You're not putting on no muscle, dog. And that's what's going to keep you around, but it's what it is,
back
man.
injury. That back injury, like you betting on a dude who's got a chronic back injury.
Yeah.
When has that ever worked out well? Like this ain't Larry Bird we talking about here. You know what I'm saying? We talking about Jordan Hawkins. So I mean, I just don't see a future for him. Like he's like Pelicans aren't gonna give him an extension. So if you're not gonna give him an extension, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Nah, I'm just gonna say, damn, dog. Like I had so much hope. I really did. I really thought like there was going to be an avenue for him to be super successful, but it's like the worst possible time for him. Like salary cap issues, right? Where I think teams are truly mismanaging their funds.
Absolutely.
And the middle class is no more. So once you pass the entry level, like where do you go? Like you almost got to go lower, right? Like dang, you year 4 and you're gonna have a vet minimum possibly, and you got to be grateful for that. Like, yeah, it's tough, but he can only truly. But and it's not like he didn't have every opportunity to play.
Yeah.
Like this is one of those situations where, nah, dog, you had more than enough time without the back injury to figure this out, and you didn't.
Grub, what do you think that this, from a skill set or an ability perspective, the bench is missing the most? And if there was one player that you could add off the streets, who would it be?
And since I think obviously both of those choices that the guys had are fine. So I'm gonna go a little different direction. And I'm gonna say, I want to help get some veteran experience in the backcourt at that point guard spot. And I think there are guys like Corey Joseph or Patty Mills, or even a DeLon Wright or a Monty Morris, who are all out there who are real inexpensive, who don't need minutes but are there to give you guidance. Particularly, again, when you think about Jeremiah Fears, I want him to learn from an experienced NBA point guard and have somebody every day in practice to face off against offensively and defensively to learn that position. And there isn't anybody on the roster right now to teach him the subtleties of that position, not on the coaching staff and not on the court. So I think that if I couldn't get some firepower, then what I'm looking for is stability in the backcourt and have another, veteran there especially in case the offense does break down. If you do lose Zion for a couple weeks or whatever, and you need somebody to run the offense, then I'd like to see them, find a veteran point guard to do that.